Hello, Namaste, Salam Walaikum, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome back to another session with your VahChef at whatever.com. Today we are going to make au gratin with the bechamel sauce what we did the other day. There are a lot of kids who say they hate cauliflower. Trust me, cauliflower au gratin is one of the tastiest way to introduce cauliflower to kids. Something wonderful happens to cauliflower when combined with bechamel and lots of cheese. When you are making cauliflower au gratin, make sure you cut the cauliflower into slightly bigger florets because you will have more surface area exposed to the broiling process, and you will understand why we need to do that to make this dish even more tasty. And also what you need to do is, if there are any insects in this floret, to get rid of them, you can add salt, vinegar and add lot of water and soak this cauliflower in it. And if there are any insects, you can get rid of them. Bring this cauliflower to your boil and look at this cauliflower. It looks much whiter than what it was when it was raw. That is because of the little vinegar acts like a bleaching agent. Whenever you cook a dish like au gratin, always use a flame-proof dish like this. So it not only looks good, but you can also cook in this and serve in the same dish. So before we put the cauliflower, you're going to add some butter into this pan and nicely coat it up. Because you don't want any of this sauce to get stuck at the bottom, so be a little bit generous with the butter. Okay. This is perfectly cooked. There is a bit of crunchiness, but it's cooked well and it's not mashy at all. Because we're going to cook it little more in the oven. So you leaving it little bit crunch actually helps it. You can take this cauliflower, it's really hot. Just arrange it in such a way that the heads are facing upwards. You can also sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of this. That should be good enough. And you can see when I removed the bechamel sauce from the refrigerator, it is thick. So I need to dilute it a little bit. I'm going to add some milk to this. To bring this sauce to a kind of a boil. Check the seasoning. If you want to add a little bit salt, you can also add a little pepper. This should be good enough for me. Now this sauce is hot, so I'm going to add some grated cheese. You can use any kind of cheese of your choice. I'm using the pizza cheese. That should be good enough. And mix it up, and this cheese will melt in no time. For this preparation, we're going to use two kinds of cheese. One cheese to melt along with this sauce. Other cheese, that is a Parmesan, we're going to put it on top along with the breadcrumbs to broil. Now this sauce is hot and the cheese is also melted in this. So we're going to put a nice coating of this sauce on top. Some people like to add basil in this sauce, but since I'm going to add basil along with the breadcrumbs on the coating, so I'm just skipping that part. Make sure you coat this sauce well on this cauliflower. I'm going to make a coating of breadcrumb and basil along with little olive oil. So take some breadcrumbs, add some olive oil into this and use some basil. If you have fresh basil, you can just chop fresh basil and add to this. There are various varieties of flavored Parmesan you can get. So you can take any of your favorite flavored Parmesan and then just mix all these together. And we are going to apply this on top of the bechamel sauce on the cauliflower, and it will give a very nice color and coating to your au gratin dish. Now this cauliflower is all coated with the sauce, and then sprinkle on top of this. That should be good enough. You can also put a little bit of olive oil. You can also use some grated cheese on top of this, but since I've added cheese into the sauce, I've used only Parmesan cheese on top along with these flavorings. Now this is all ready. I'm going to put the oven in the broil mode. That means the flame is coming from the top, and I'm going to bake it for 15 minutes at 320 to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So let me put it in the oven. The dish is all ready. Let's go and get it. Okay. Wow. Look at this dish. It's all ready. My au gratin is all ready. The reason why I told you to keep the cauliflower florets bigger, because if you see, these florets are forming a kind of a small mountains, and that means it is giving more surface area of this sauce and also of this breadcrumbs and cheese sauce. So dear friends, look at this. The more surface area, the more the browning effect you get. So, wow, look at it. Each piece, if it is coated nicely and if it is properly cooked in the oven, the crunchiness from the basil and the breadcrumbs, wow. Dear friends, I hope you have enjoyed today's session of learning how to make this au gratin. You can use meats, chicken or anything to make this au gratin. And in fact, you can also use a microwave oven if you have the grill mode or the broil mode in microwave oven. Dear friends, but do not forget, VahChef is all about inspiring others to cook. So please post your recipes and cooking tips at VahChef.com so others can benefit from your great cooking. Thank you.